Hola YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. Today I'm going to show you a super interesting skate. It's a 2018 skate from a classic brand. That classic brand is Roces, and the model that I'm going to show you today is, I would love to show it to you here, I don't think I can, this, the X35 skate from Roces, from Roces. I keep saying it wrong, I'm sorry guys, it's Roces, that's how you pronounce it. What's super interesting about this skate is that it comes with a frame that Roces call the invisible frame. They call it TIF. T-I-F, the invisible frame. Before this skate came out as a Triskate with these 3 wheels, I think it was in 2015 that Roces first released the X35, and the X35 skate used to come with 4x 80mm wheels. But again, because it's 2018 and big wheels seems to be a trend, which I actually love it. I really like the feeling of having big wheels. So Roces had to jump on the train and actually have like a big wheel skate. I don't know if this is the first big wheel skate from Roces. This is for sure a good looking one. So let's look a little bit deeper in this skate. To start off, just like I just said, something which is really visible, it's the invisible frame. Roces say it's an extruded frame, which means that it's a super solid frame. It's 243mm, which is supposed to allow you to put a maximum of 110mm wheels. It has one of those axles that screws directly in the frame. So on one side you put the Allen key, on the other side that axle goes straight to the frame, which is cool. I guess like most of the brands are doing it right now. The wheels, 110 85A, they seem to be really good stock wheels. And check this, the bearings are supposed to be ABAC 7, and if you judge by the free spin, they actually spin a lot. So check this, they're still spinning. It looks like there's no resistance. Then, until here, I don't think that anything is actually super unique other than the invisible frame. It's mainly like the way that it looks, which is kind of curious. So basically what happened was, about 1.5 years ago, I saw Richie Eisler posting a picture of his skate, his Power Slide Tau, and he had something like this. And back then I posted something like, when I first saw this skate, was a few months after that, and I posted that picture of Richie and this skate, like, spot the differences. The guys at Roces didn't find it funny at all. I wasn't making fun of anyone, it's actually super curious. I'm not saying that Richie Eisler created these, so as I'm not saying that Roces did. Whoever did, it's a good idea, and it might have come from both sides. Like, man, good ideas. It looks sick, and I personally think that more brands should do it because it looks good. Other than that, the frame and the wheels are actually simple. There's a few cuts on the frame, but it's quite normal. But the special thing about this skate is supposed to be the boot. Why? Well, to start off, it's super ventilated. I don't know if you can see all these holes, but there's holes all over the boot. I don't know if it's going to be super supportive with all these holes, but I'm gonna test it and then I'll let you know. But for sure, it's gonna feel fresh when you put your foot inside. Especially because I was just looking at it before. Once you take the liner, check this out, this is quite curious. Once you take the liner, there's even some holes in this toe area, and then those holes match the holes that you have underneath the toe area of the skate. Also, just because I took the liner, you can see this red thing inside. Well, this red thing is a shock absorber, just like, damn it, I think every free skate on the market now has this shock absorber, so Roces also have it. It has some cuts here that remind me of the damn aggressive skates, which is kind of curious. But if you look at it from the top, you'll see that this boot, it's completely asymmetrical, which is kind of weird. I'm not used to that. When you look from the top, it looks like it's shifted to the side. The screw that ties the cuff to the boot is like close to the front of the skate, and then when you turn it around, it's more pushed to the back. So when you look from the front, this is where one of the screws is, and then the other one, it's here where this finger is. So here and here. Basically the whole boot is asymmetrical, which is kind of weird, but there might be a reason for it. I need to test it. The liner, well, all the materials look cool. It doesn't seem like it's super padded, but it also doesn't look like it's super slim. It doesn't have any laces. What you're going to be using to tie this skate is going to be the laces here, just the outside on the shell. Then you're going to have this aluminum buckle, which is just a regular buckle on one side with the receptor, and then on this side just some leverage. And then the 45-degree strap, it's a little bit different. So basically just put it in. It has the receptor and the leverage buckle on the same side, which is kind of curious. On the other side it's just plain. Something that I find interesting is it has screws on the cuff, which means that you can change the cuff, but it doesn't have screws on these 45-degree buckle, strap, whatever you want to call it. Obviously there's always a way for you to change it, but find it interesting. Roces, as you might know, is an Italian brand and they fully take advantage of it. So they have an Italian flag here on the side and they say designed in Italy. It looks sick. It kind of reminds me of like a racing car, you know, Ferraris and Bugatti and racing Italian cars. I guess they made it right. By the way, it has a slider on the side, if I didn't mention before. The slider seems to be quite thick, which is a good thing, and the screws from this slider are well protected, kind of like deep in the slider. So I'm not saying that you're going to be using these to slide, it's called a slider, but it's more like a way to protect the boot. It's good to know that it's going to protect the boot, but because the screws are inside, it's also going to protect the screws, so it's going to be easy to change whenever you need it. And that's it. If you're looking for the price of this skate, I am not fully sure, but I think it's around 320 euros. So it's not the most affordable skate on the market. It's also not the most expensive inline skate, the most expensive tri-skate on the market. I guess it's like medium high price, but seems like a good skate. I need to test it again, and if you want to see me testing this skate, well, subscribe to the channel. If this is the first video that you're watching, subscribe, and there will be a bell on the side of that subscribe button. Press on it and then you'll get notifications every time I upload a video. Other than that, if you like this video, also give me some thumbs up, and if you didn't like it, well, you can give me some thumbs down, but let me know what you didn't like about this video. Then, what I always say, and more important than anything else, just don't forget why we all started skating, because it's fun. Cheers guys, and see you soon.